Hello and welcome to another Family Discipleship Moment. I'm your host, Matt, and it is great to see you today. So today we are going to be talking about Philippians chapter 2, verses 19 through 30. Now, I'm not going to read all of those verses to you because it's a little confusing at times about what Paul is trying to say. But what he does mention is two very important people, and those people I want to talk about real quick. They are this guy right here, Timothy, and this guy right here, Epaphroditus. Epaphroditus, what an interesting name, Epaphroditus. So, Timothy and Epaphroditus are talked about in these verses. In fact, let me show you what Paul says about them. In verse 20, he says about Timothy, "For I have no one like him who will be genuinely concerned for your welfare. For they all seek their own interests, not those of Jesus Christ. But you know Timothy's proven worth, how as a son with a father he has served with me in the gospel." And then he says this about Epaphroditus. He says, "My brother and fellow worker and fellow soldier, and your messenger and minister to my need." Now, wow, that is some really awesome praise coming from Paul, who, by the way, is pretty awesome himself. Now, why in the world is Paul talking about these two guys and how great they are? Well, the reason is because Paul has been talking a lot about Jesus and how we need to be more like Jesus. And sometimes that can feel a little overwhelming. I mean, we work really, really hard, and we end up with, this. So this is my house. I built a dirt house, and it's a dirt house. I mean, I've got some chests and a furnace and a bed and even a door and a roof, but at the end of the day, it's just a dirt house. But when we look at Jesus, we see all the things that he created, the whole world. And all the things that he did while he lived among us. And sometimes we say, I don't know if I can be like that. That's pretty intimidating. That's a lot. But Paul wants to bring up these two guys because these two guys are ordinary. They're just regular people. They're just like you and me. And so Paul wants to talk about and show us the things that they did, like this thing that Timothy built, or this thing that Epaphroditus built. And look at all of these amazing things that Timothy and Epaphroditus built in Minecraft. Okay, now, did they really build those in Minecraft? No. But you get the idea. They were doing some amazing things, and sometimes it feels like we build a dirt house. I mean, it has a door. What Paul wants us to remember is that these guys are human beings. They're just like you and me. And what made them special, what allowed them to do these amazing things, was not themselves. What it was God. You see, they were servants. They behaved and acted and followed the things that Jesus wanted them to do, and they allowed God to work through them. So when they built those amazing things, or in real terms, when they did the amazing discipleship efforts and helped plant churches and ministered to other people, it wasn't really them doing it. It was God doing it through them. And so if you want to be amazing like these guys, then all you have to do, first clear the weather so that it stops raining. But you just have to remember that if you ask God for help, if you tell him that you want to serve him and you ask him to work through you, then you can do amazing things too, because you're just like they are. You are a normal, everyday, average human being. And so were they. They just believed in God, and they trusted him, and they followed him, and they allowed him to work through them. So you can do that too. So do it right now. Just ask God. Say, God, will you work through me? Will you use me? I want to be like you. And the Holy Spirit will come and help you. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.